captain, so climb aboard. We'll search for tomorrow on every shore. And I'll try, oh Lord, I'll try to
Hey, and welcome to episode 6 of the Set Sail podcast. Today we are going to be talking about Blue Yeti accessories that can help you upgrade your Blue Yeti microphone. And there's a number of things that we'll cover, but the reason I wanted to highlight this, and I kind of touched on it in the last episode, is that the Blue Yeti is one of the most popular USB microphones and one of the most popular podcasting microphones out there, but there's a few little things that don't cost too much that can really improve your sound quality or just ease of use, and I wanted to highlight the different options. And the Blue Yeti is a really heavy microphone, so some of the cheaper accessories, mic stands and boom arms, those type of things, don't really work with it. So you need to get some quality stuff, and I've tested a bunch of different things, and we'll kind of run through it. So we'll start with the Blue Yeti boom arms, and the one that I use right now is the Heil PL2T, and it's a articulating boom arm. It has a cable run, so you can hide the cable through the top of the arm, which is, I think, really nice. Makes it look nice and clean in your studio or room. And it runs about $120, sometimes a little less. So it's not cheap. But what I love about just boom arms in general is that it makes it really easy to move the microphone into the perfect position so that you can get great audio quality. And then you can just kind of slide it out of the way. So it's behind my monitor now, just like that. And it's really cool. It rotates 360 degrees. It clamps right to your desk, but they also sell some accessories so you can mount it more permanently into your desk. And they also sell a wall mount, which is really cool. So you can permanently mount it on a wall. That's kind of one of the reasons I like the Heil boom arm over some of the others, is just that additional customization that you can do, and you don't have to start out. It ships with the desk mount, but later down the line you can always upgrade and get those different mounts. So really cool. It's quiet, it's solid, so you move it up and down, works great. Next is a really similar boom arm. It's the Rode PSA 1. And really I think the mount is a little bit better on it, the desk mount that's included. So if you don't plan on getting one of those accessory mounts, then this might be a better option. It doesn't include the cable management thing. And I don't know what it's called, the little down piece that you screw your shock mount or microphone into isn't as long, so you can actually run into some issues with the Blue Yeti because you need to plug in the USB connection into there. So I like the Heil just because it's a little longer, gives you a little extra room to work with. And so if you want something that's a bit cheaper, because the boom arms cost around $100, which isn't cheap. The functionality makes them worth it, in my opinion. But if it's understandable, you wanna start out with something a little less expensive. There's a couple desktop stands, and the first one. So basically, there's a heavy base, a stand that sticks straight up, or maybe a little boom, and they're easily movable. They do take up room on your desk or space, so it's just something to consider. But the first one is On Stage DS7200B, I don't know what that stands for, but it's a really basic tabletop stand, and probably not my top choice, but it gives you the ability to add a shock mount, which we'll talk about in a minute, and a little extra height that is adjustable from 9 inches to 13 inches. So you can get much better position right in front of your mouth with that. Next is the ProLine MS112, and this is it's like a little stand with a boom. So it's kind of nice because you can twist it and get it into the right position. It's really heavy, so it'll support the Blue Yeti. You don't have to worry about it tipping over. It has a little cable management clip built in, so nice option. And that one, let me check real quick, is $45 right now on Amazon. And the previous one I mentioned, the on-stage model, was $15, just to give you some comparison. And then next is this company, Gator Frameworks. They're awesome. So this is a stand that's really similar to the ProLine, but it's $30 instead of $45. And it's got that same adjustable boom. The has cable management clips in 2 different spots. And this company just makes really quality equipment. Everything kind of feels nice. I have one of their floor stands, and it's awesome. Gator Frameworks, definitely the way to go. This is the model GFW-MIC-0821. So that would be my recommendation for a tabletop mic. Kind of nice, not too expensive, and has some nice functionality. So I mentioned shock mounts, and the Blue Yeti is really a unique shape. So if you find a universal shock mount, those likely won't work just because the Yeti is so wide. And good news is that Blue makes a shock mount just specifically for the Yeti. It's called the Radius 2. Make sure you get the Radius 2 versus the original version, because there were some issues with the clamp or where it tightens, and it wouldn't hold it quite right. So just avoid the old one. Even if you find it a little cheaper, I feel like you'll just run into issues. Go with the 2 model, and yeah, it isolates the Yeti from everything. So it will absorb sounds traveling through the floor or through your mic stand. And actually, a big one that I've noticed is when you're typing, a microphone will pick up that sound not only through the air, but also through your desk, through your stand, and into the microphone. And that sound that goes directly in is really loud, and you just want to avoid it. So a shock mount is highly recommended. But with we'll get that in a second. So if you do get a shock mount, though, you will need a stand in order to attach it. So you kind of need to get both of those things together. And there is one option I found that is not from Blue. There's Auphonics, has a aluminum shock mount that they sell, and it looks like it's a little bit smaller. So if you want to try something from a different company, but it's designed for the Yeti, you can check that out, and it's a bit cheaper. Let me pull this up real quick, and the Blue Radius is $53.66 right now, and the Auphonics one is $17, so quite a bit cheaper there. So couple options for you. And next up, we have some pop filters. And of course, Blue has their own called the Pop. And these help with those hard P sounds. That air will shoot into the microphone and make it kind of distort and sound really bad. So you want something to avoid that, and a pop filter or windscreen or a foam cover, something like that will help prevent or reduce those from happening. So I think Blue's pop filter is overpriced. It's $41. And I mean, it's nice quality. It's all metal, a metal with gooseneck arm. So if you want something kind of nice and quality, it's an option, but I think there's some better options that are a little less. So the next one is called the Wintech Pop Guard 2000, and it's $32. But it's really nice because it goes in 180 degree kind of little U shape. So it protects it from all angles, which is really nice. And it attaches with these little elastic bands. So it kind of just sits right on it. It's easy to attach and remove. And it doesn't have an arm that kind of sticks out in your way. So if you do some video recording, it's not really obtrusive or big. So that would be my highest recommendation for a Blue Yeti pop filter. It would be the Wintech Pop Guard 2000. And then there's some other options that are a bit cheaper that will work really well too. So if you want to save some money, Alphonics, they sell some different size pop filters. Their 6-inch one is $10. They have a 4-inch one that's also $10. So couple different options there, and they just kind of clamp on to your stand or kind of anywhere that you can fit it with a little screw-on clamp, and it has a gooseneck so you can position it right in front of your microphone. And then what do we have? Next is the foam windscreen. So this one literally sits over the head of your microphone, and this one here is $13. I'm sure there's a bunch of different options. The one here is by Vocal Beat, and they have it in black, blue, and silver, so you can get some different colors if you want, and kind of sits right over it. Another one that's not really obtrusive and I think looks pretty nice as well. So that is another option for a windscreen pop filter. And that rounds out the Blue Yeti accessories. So we went through some stands, and of course you can get different stands. There's floor stands or other brands, but those are the ones that are kind of sturdy, well-known, and will handle the Yeti. And then we went through the shock mounts, a couple options there, and a couple options for pop filters. So you can find all the details on these at setsailpodcast.com/6 and find what you need and check them out. And we'll see you in episode 7. Thanks for listening.